Hello and welcome to episode 130 of the Talk Nintendo podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Casey Gibson, and joining me this fine afternoon, hailing from Iowa, the Cornhusker himself, Perry Burkum.
I like being known as the Cornhusker. Yeah. Like I'm the sports guy because the Huskers are really big around here.
You got
although
big
I am
Huskers?
a Husker fan.
Jesus, Perry.
I'm a Husker fan, but I'm not like a big sports guy. But sure, why not? I'm the Cornhusker himself.
Yep,
sure,
the Cornhusker himself. But that is not all. We have two very special guests joining us from across the pond, located on the Switch Island. Mr. Ben Congalton, and Mark Maultby.
Hello, hello.
Hey, guys.
How are you gentlemen doing?
Very good. Very impressed you nailed both of our names perfectly. It was very good.
Well, I won't lie.
That's Ben Congalton.
When it comes down to guests coming on the show, that is the absolute biggest thing I worry about. I'm like, God, let me find out what these Jimmy's names are and make sure I can actually pronounce them. And then
because you want to pronounce the names right, you know.
Have you had a guest called Jimmy?
No Jimmys. I don't think. So, yeah. Well, I mean, we have plenty of Jimmys come through these joints, but
yes, and we're happy to be here.
That's right.
Now, why don't you guys, for those who don't know who you guys are, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves and what the Switch Island is all about?
Okay, Mark, do you want to take this one? You've been on the island longer than I have.
Yeah, well, the Switch Island is it's our UK platform for talking nonsense all about Nintendo games, but in an enthusiastic and excitable way. We generally do a fortnightly main podcast where we cover the news and the games we've been playing and some other nonsense.
Did you say fortnightly?
Yeah, fortnightly.
That's amazing.
Is that bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly, yeah.
Okay.
Fortnightly. Well, because you guys need to have the fortnightly. You know, where you play Fortnite every fortnight.
That's a good idea.
I was going to say, was it a strategic use of the word Fortnite so that when people search Fortnite, that you get a little, ping up there?
Fortnite. That's great.
No.
Yeah,
I think that's the first time I've ever heard fortnightly used that way. Just FYI.
Well, there we go.
Oh, really? In terms of the 2 weeks?
In terms of every 2 weeks, yeah. I mean, I've heard Fortnite, obviously, but it's like...
Fortnite.
Anyway, continue.
Well, this is great because we can introduce, because I'd never heard the word Jimmy used as an insult until I listened to you guys. I thought it was just someone's name.
That's a new thing being in America.
And I wanted to ask you guys: is that something that's just unique to you two, or the towns you grew up in, or is it just across the whole of the state?
Yeah, well, no, this is definitely a Perry and Casey thing. So I guess when we started up the podcast, I'm a big Rock, the Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, a big fan. So, of course, hearkening back to his wrestling days when he called everyone jabronis.
And as The Rock looks at all four of you jabronis with tears rolling down your cheeks.
I was calling people jabronis, and Perry's wife, Jill, goes, "Who's Jim Brony?"
Yeah. No, hold on. We were playing ARMS online. And she said, "Take that, you Jim Brony." And then me and Casey just lost it immediately. We were like, that is the best thing that has ever happened. Because she said Jim Brony, and immediately the character was alive, which Jim Brony is just this loser idiot that exists in our minds. And then, so it's shortened, to Jimmy, Jimothy.
Yep.
Jimmy Brony, it's anything. So it's just a guy named Jim Brony.
And if you ever really want a good visual representation of what a Jimmy might be, just go over to Twitter, P. Burkum. You can find, I'm pretty sure he's got some pictures up there. So it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did that research before coming on, so that's fine. Can one of you do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Can you do that?
Can you smell? Right? Didn't he used to? I feel like there were so many different iterations of the good old Rock. And it's funny, I used to hate The Rock when, back in 5th grade when I actually watched wrestling. I was not a Rock fan, but he has since grown on me.
Like everyone else.
Yep, great actor.
Yep. Dwayne. Anyway, thanks for coming on the show, guys, for our big 130.
Very welcome.
It's every 10 episodes we get to the next tier
big
of our,
the big whatever.
Yep.
O. Yes.
So it's good that this is our British tier.
Your British tier.
Thank you.
130, the British tier, as they like to call it.
That's what it's called. You guys actually have a lot of British people on, to be fair, don't you? The last...
Sometimes, yeah.
Seem to have
I guess
a disproportionate amount of Brits.
Jules and Mick. Yeah, Mick Waits. Yeah, he's on. Yeah, we love British.
We like you
guys. The only thing that stinks is like I said, it's compared to the Australian.
Our stupid time zone.
You know, the criminal British people.
Yeah. Because iocane comes from Australia, as everyone knows. And Australia is entirely peopled with criminals. And criminals are used to having people not trust them.
No, I'm just
sent
kidding.
away.
That was total
19 crimes wine or whatever.
The thing is like it's so much easier to record with them, you know, like the time zones. I hate English.
Yeah, I just hate recording with you guys. You just, ugh.
I mean,
say that.
we invented time, though, to be fair.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you're also a bunch of big bullies.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate the invention of time. I just, it's just, you know, when talking Skype people, why didn't they think about that?
They didn't plan ahead.
Actually, you know what?
No forward planning.
Speaking of time,
it's kind of.
Do you guys do daylight savings, or is that just an asinine United States?
Yeah,
thing?
we do that, but we do it at a different time to you, which is again.
Okay,
of course.
So let's make this asinine thing even more asinine, and just.
Can we just stop? Come on.
Yeah, we should
Let's stop, okay? I mean, we can just stop.
Stop.
You know, aren't there some actual states that don't do it now?
Yeah, I know Arizona, I'm pretty sure doesn't
Arizona just doesn't do it.
God bless them. Maybe we should move to Arizona.
For that one
dry.
Just kidding.
Hey, it's hot and it's dry.
I'm just kidding. No.
Anyway, before we waffle on anymore, I think the plan is Casey has a certain thing that he's going to do. And Mark has a certain thing that he's going to do.
Ooh.
Now, the order
and Ben and Perry are
that,
just here for the ride.
Ben and Perry.
We're just the eye candy.
Like Ben and Jerry.
Hey. Oh, it's perfect.
You should have said Ben and Jerry, because Casey calls me Jerry Jerkum all the time. So Ben and Jerry, we're the ice cream.
Yes.
Perfect. Do you guys have Ben and Jerry's over there? Have you heard of that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so why don't we...
Do we want to
kick it off? Why don't we have Mark go first?
Yeah, let's kick it off with Mark's game. And... Give us the rundown, what's going?
Right.
What are we doing here?
This is something. I was talking about Switch Island as well, and this is something we do on the sort of main fortnightly podcast.
Did you just say fortnightly?
Oh my god, deja vu! And we do it. So it's the sort of last segment we do. It's a bit of a game, and the game is called Mario or Smario. And it's called that because obviously Mario is real, Smario is not real.
Gotcha.
And the premise of the game is I read out 4 bits of trivia about a particular game, and one of them is completely fictional. I've made it up. And you guys together have to discuss and work out which one is the fiction.
As a team.
Have you guys listened to the Famicast?
Do they do the same game?
I have.
Don't reveal it.
I have listened to it. With what's his name?
Yeah.
Danny Bivens, right?
Danny Bivens, the Bivs. Yeah. And they have a game like this called Fake or Real, but it's not exactly. There's this guy named Ty Shugart who he's so funny. Anyway, he has a game where he says all these. The idea is, are these games real?
Right.
And it's like, because it's Japan, like anything goes, because they have the weirdest things in the world there. So and so he'll give a name and a description of the game, and you'd be surprised. And all these guys live in Japan. You'd be surprised how many times they don't know if a game is fake or real. Anyway,
that's a good idea.
But
I might use that for a future episode.
It's great. I actually did a little jingle for them too.
Yeah, we've got a Mario or Smario jingle, haven't we? As well.
We have, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Played to Dan, yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to give it to me then, and I'll edit it in
Perfect.
Now. All right, nice.
Hey guys, welcome to Mario or Smario bonus episode. This one is Ninja Gaiden or Sninja Skyden, and this one is a leftover Mario or Smario that I had after we did the Messenger guide to the Switch Island guide to the Messenger, which is available on all podcast services out there. Well, not all of them, but most of them. And what I'm going to do is take you through the 4 bits of trivia, and I've also dropped it in so you can read it. and I will let you guys try and work out which one of these is the false.
All right.
Okay, you ready, guys?
Yep.
I am as ready as I'm going to be. Yes.
Okay. Fact number 1. Gaiden means spin-off or side story in Japanese. Fact number 2. At the game's Las Vegas unveiling, plastic ninja stars were given out as promotional gifts. Fact number 3. The game's name was changed to Shadow Warriors for the European release. And fact number 4. Its Japanese title translates to Legend of the Ninja Dragon Sword.
All right. Well,
these are great.
I know
all of them believable.
I know number 1 is true.
Yeah.
That Gaiden means spin-off or side story in Japanese.
How do you know that?
Because
I'm not an idiot.
Everyone knows that, Perry. God.
What do you mean?
But doesn't Gaijin is like a name for an outsider, isn't it? So that kind of ties in with that. Outside, side story, outsider, Gaiden. I think that's believable.
Yeah, sure.
That's my reasoning.
Because I'm
it's
thinking,
believable.
Like,
but I mean, how do you know that, Casey?
Because I'm thinking like, wasn't one of the Zelda Zelda Gaiden, because it was sort of a spin-off, and then it sort of like ended up sort of.
That's cool. Yeah. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I mean, I guess I could be wrong, but like I'm almost positive that is true.
I'm backing you up there, Casey. We can rule out number 1.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who are we gonna trust? The guy who got his game onto the desert island, or the guy who didn't?
I didn't. You say one thing. I was just questioning how you knew that. That's all I was saying. Do we have to bring up the desert island?
You know, I got to bring you down a peg anytime I can.
Right. Number 2. What's that?
All right. At the game's Las Vegas unveiling, plastic ninja stars were given out as promotional gifts.
That sounds a little fishy.
It seems fishy, right?
But
the fact that 3 and 4 are both about different, like the game's names in different territory, I'm curious to see if one of those would be true and one's just to sort of throw us off the track, off the.
So this could be. Now here's the thing. I mean, Ben, obviously you would know the European release. Hopefully, was it changed to Shadow Warriors?
Well, I've always.
Am I? Oh wait, are you playing the game with us?
Yeah. No, I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here to help.
Despite how it sounds,
however, I am no help whatsoever.
Okay.
To be honest, the number 2. Now, what I do know about is Mark, and we do need to be a little bit careful here because I think the word plastic could be a red herring. I think they might have given out actual ninja stars because remember, this was a long time ago when political correctness and stuff wasn't so prevalent, and maybe they just gave away actual weapons with the game rather than plastic ones.
I'm curious, would the game be shown off in Las Vegas though?
Yeah, that too. That is fishy.
Being an older game, like you said.
Were there any industry shows or anything back then? I can't even. Probably
Vegas.
Probably wasn't anything. I think we can definitely put number 2 in the questionable list.
Suspect for sure.
We can come back to that. We'll circle back.
But okay, circle back. But we do know about number 3. The game's name was changed to Shadow Warriors for the European release.
Do we?
I've never heard that before.
No, I've never heard that before. I've only ever known it as Ninja Gaiden.
But that's the question. How closely do you follow European releases, Perry? That's the real question at hand here.
I'm not asking me. I'm asking the European.
Well, can I still class myself as European? I don't know.
I've heard English people don't like to be called Europeans. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, I'm kidding.
Faux pas.
No. Now you're using French. The game's name has changed to. I've heard Shadow Warriors, but I've always known Ninja Gaiden as.
I know. I thought that was something
Ninja
else.
Gaiden. Yeah.
And then the final one, its Japanese title translates to The Legend of the Ninja Dragon Sword. That one seems plausible, right? I mean, you still have ninja in the name.
But then...
I hate this game.
This is awful. Right, guys, you don't have to keep this in. This is torture.
No.
Mark,
So,
what have you
so
done?
the game is
Yeah.
So then we each of us kind of pick one. Is that the idea, or do we come up as a group of
as a
one that we
group.
think is the fake one, and then
we have been
pass
doing
or fail?
we have been doing group
I think.
decisions.
Okay, good.
But
Let's
you
do it.
can, if
No,
you
let's do
want
group
to,
decision.
do group. Okay.
All right. My vote would be for 2. At the game's Las Vegas unveiling, plastic ninja stars were given out as promotional gifts. Like you said, you've got sort of the plastic, could be the herring, could be Las Vegas. Like there's 2 parts we were looking at that sentence.
I know, but let's see. I'm Mark, and I'm typing a Ninja Gaiden on Wikipedia. What's it gonna say? You're gonna hear about the release under the release section. And in Las Vegas, the plastic ninja stars, and it shows a picture of the star. I can see that there. I can see it in the article.
But can't you
I'm not
see on
saying I
the
literally can't right now.
Wikipedia page? Can't you see the fun trivia facts? Like the game's name was changed to Shadow Warriors for the European release.
Yeah, yes, but I also think that a good one here would be if I were to try to say what the game translates to. I would say it translates to Legend of the Ninja Dragon Sword. That's almost like, it's like too perfect because it's ninja. Legend of the blank dragon sword can be anything in any Japanese game on the NES. I mean, Legend of the Zelda Dragon Sword. That's probably what it translates to.
Fire Emblem Dragon Sword.
Japanese.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that would be a good way to a good trick there. That'd be a Smario right there, or Skyden.
Yeah.
Well, where my vote is.
I just don't want to rule it all out. What?
I said, well, where my vote's going.
All right. Ben, what are you thinking?
I don't know. The fact that 3 of them are about the name, and there's only one that isn't, that makes me think it must be one of the name ones.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
All right.
So I'd be tempted.
Overruled?
I'd be tempted to go for 4. No, 3.
Should we flip a coin for this? Yeah, everyone else is like, what a bunch of idiots.
Right, I'm stepping in here a sec. You guys can, if you can't decide, you can all pick your own ones, and then I'll just run through them, and you can see who wins.
No, I'd rather look like an idiot along with these 2 rather than just by myself.
Yeah, we're in this together. Dang it, Mark.
Please don't say idiot. You have to say Jimmy.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna be 3 Jimmies together. Yeah, the 3 Jims.
The beauty of the Jimmy is it's totally politically correct.
Him, and
it's our own thing. Jim, him, and Whim.
Yeah. Whim. All right. So let's go with one of the name ones then. So it's going to be 3 or 4.
Okay.
Let's. I'm down with 4. The Legend of the Ninja Dragon Sword.
Yeah.
Japanese.
Let's go for that. Let's go for that.
That would be my pick, but I'm down for 3
All right,
too.
we're going 4.
No,
we're going 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys completely sure?
No, definitely not.
No. We're locking it in.
You're locking it in. Okay.
If I could walk away with any money right now that I had in this game show, I would.
Okay, well, I will reveal the answers in a way to maximize the tension.
Perfect.
Fact number 3, the game's name was changed to Shadow Warriors for the European release. That's a fact. Woo! And I was quite surprised by that too. Because I've only ever heard of it as Ninja Gaiden as well. And fact number 1, Gaiden means spin-off or side story in Japanese. As you guys knew straight away. Well, 2 of you did, I think. That's true.
I had just never heard that before.
Well, now you learned something new, Perry.
Yep.
And the weird thing about that, of course, is there's no main series game that this is a spin-off of. And they did ask the developer, why did you choose Gaiden when you don't have a main series that you're spinning it off from? And he said, I just like the sound of the name Ninja Gaiden.
Good enough reason.
It is a cool name. It's a great name.
Well, I guess his alternative answer of, well, I'm just a big Jim, probably wouldn't have flown.
So right
Ninja
now,
Jimmy. Ninja Jimmy.
So right now we have the option. You should give us the option to switch.
Nope.
Because it's like that mathematic equation where we did have like a 1 of 4 chance, but now we have a half chance. So if we switch the others.
The Monty Hall problem.
Yep, I'm sticking 4. Yeah. Let's stick 4. Come on, ride with our guns, Perry.
But we have a better chance if we switch to the other one.
No, we don't.
Locked in.
Yes, we do.
In means,
it's locked in.
Means locked in, I'm afraid.
Right. I know. I'm
right.
just kidding.
I will go with number 4 next. Fact number 4. Its Japanese title translates to Legend of the Ninja Dragon Sword, is in fact true. So I think Casey was along the right lines. Fact number 2, at the game's Las Vegas unveiling, plastic ninja stars were not given out as promotional gifts. The only thing there was, it was revealed for the US market in Las Vegas, so it was just a Las Vegas unveiling.
You tricky dicky.
There was actually a man dressed as a ninja at the stand, which I thought was pretty awesome.
So close.
Dang it, Casey. Why didn't you make us go with your option? I blame Casey.
I was the one. I right off the bat. I told you what the game was, and you guys backed me down. And
yeah, but then I questioned it, and then Ben said, it could be 4. And then Casey's like, okay, I'll switch it. Ben says.
Nope. I'm a team player here. Nope. You guys wanted to roll with it. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing.
That's funny.
I did think you were going to go for number 2. When Casey said that, I was quaking.
That's good. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good.
So we all failed.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Well, thank you for Mario or Smario or Ninja Sniden.
Ninja Sniden,
Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Sniden.
That's really funny. So we all ended up being Sninjas.
Yep. Bunch of Sninjas.
We got it wrong, right?
Bunch of Sninjas.
Or are we ninjas because we got it wrong? I don't know.
Jimmies? No, you can't do that.
We're just Gymbots. We're just a bunch of Gymbots. Well, awesome. Well, hopefully we can win this next game that Casey's got. What is it, Casey?
Well, we've got a healthy dosing of some mystery history, baby.
Mystery history.
Now, I hope this, as true mystery history fashion, I'm in the mindset that it's like they're gonna get this game after like 2 guesses.
Yep.
But hopefully you don't.
Well, now having spoken to us for 20 minutes, you probably know that we won't.
Yeah, well, hopefully, yeah. Hopefully this game goes a lot like the last game we just played, and you all get it wrong. So yeah, just a quick reminder for everyone involved and everyone listening. Mystery History, we have 15 questions, or the boys here have 15 questions to guess what game I've been playing. After 5 questions, I will have a hint, and the hints sort of get progressively easier as after, the 5th, the 10th, and then the 15th question. And then, then we'll talk about the game a little bit. If they don't guess it, which I'm hoping is the case, I'll reveal it, but hopefully they don't guess it too soon. But yeah.
And just so Ben and Mark knows, usually I have my afternoon coffee, but because of you two, I had my wife make me some tea.
Ooh.
Good for the brain.
So that means he's going to get it after 3 guesses.
Yep.
Now,
that's right.
I don't know how you guys want to do the guessing on your end. There are 3 of you, so I don't know if you want to rotate or if you want to sort of collaborate to come up with questions. But I'll let you decide that.
Okay.
Yeah, are there any questions? Are we ready to fire it off here?
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. This comes from Jules. Do you 2 guys like Marmite?
No.
Yeah, not really, no.
You either love it or you hate it. And we don't like it.
Love it or hate it, and you guys don't
Sorry,
like
that
it.
isn't part of the game, is it?
Yeah.
Perry, you've just wasted our first question, you idiot.
Yep, 1 question down, all right. No closer to what the game will be, and then all second.
Yeah, guys, I wasn't talking to you guys. I was talking to Casey. Casey, do you like Marmite?
No.
Anyway, so how about we have the 2 guests go first?
Okay. Do you want to strategy on this, Perry? You should lead the way.
Yeah.
We want to nail down the console first, I suppose. That's probably the way to go, right?
Usually, yeah. That's usually a good idea. Sometimes
you guys can be risky.
Is it Luigi's Mansion?
Yeah. You've got it. Yeah.
We're not gonna... I've got a crazy hunch.
It's usually a better.
All right, so we could go. Is this from a home console?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right. Good. Okay, so NES Super through the
Wii U up to the Wii U nowadays.
Yep. So, and wasn't that Virtual Boy? I don't think you call Virtual Boy.
It is not I sold my Virtual Boy, unfortunately. So, no more Virtual Boys for Casey on the Mystery History.
You sold your Virtual Boy?
I sure did.
Casey. But you played it all the time.
And that's why I have glasses.
Jules says, very disappointing, by the way.
Perry, we got a game here, brother. He's chatting.
Okay, well, Mark, go next.
Did it come out before 2000?
No, it did not.
Oh, good question mark.
Oh.
Okay, so we can rule out NES, Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And 64,
N64,
basically.
Yeah, 64. Yep.
I mean, not really, but yeah, basically you can.
Yeah.
All right, so it's GameCube, Wii U,
right.
hopefully.
Or PS4.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Let's see. Now it's my job to think about what would Casey be playing on. I don't imagine him playing.
So is this a game that
on anything?
Sorry,
Yeah, is this a game he's actually playing at the moment?
Or has
yeah.
played?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
It doesn't always.
I am playing
like
this
that,
game.
but yeah,
I am playing this
right
game
now. Okay.
Well, not currently.
Well,
but
that would be
yes.
very rude.
Well, that's a parry move. Yeah. Oh, I'm just playing some Picross. Like, what did you say?
So what if I play Picross every time we record? It's a good passive game like that.
You should all use that excuse for Mario's Smario, by the way.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, is it on the GameCube?
No.
Right.
Darn it. I was shooting the moon right there.
Incorrect.
Okay. So Wii or Wii U? I mean, do we just guess? Should we just say to narrow it down to the console?
You should just ask if the Wii is in the console name.
Just throw that question away. Does it start with a W?
Is Nintendo in the console?
Okay. I won't try and be too clever then. Is this on Wii U?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Dang it.
However,
Okay, so
that
it's on
is
the
how
Wii.
I'm playing it. I'll give you that much.
Okay. But it didn't originally come out on the Wii U.
Oh man.
Okay. Oh, that's an extra bonus.
Yeah, that's a nice
Thank
hit. All right.
Well, that's just because I was too lazy to hook up the Wii.
So this last question is the last question before the hint.
Before we get a hint.
question.
Let's make it a good one.
Does this have multiplayer?
Yes, it does.
All right. It's a Wii multiplayer game.
All right.
First hint, please.
Wii multiplayer game, and we've got hint number 1 coming up. Here we go. This installment sees the main character lose 2 of its trademark abilities.
Oh. I know this song. I already know this one then.
Do you?
I got to. Guys, do you guys know what it is?
I hope not. After 5 questions, you're ruining the game, Perry.
It makes sense.
If you want to message me.
It could be a certain 3DS game that just came out as a remaster type thing.
Right.
Happened.
Right, that does make sense because
you know what I'm saying.
It's not a traditional version of that game.
Didn't you already guess
right?
Luigi? Luigi's Mansion.
And that would make sense that he would be playing it now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because he heard about it and he should play it on Wii anyway because it has multiplayer and it looks better too. But I can't think of the 2 things. Like the one thing he has the inhaling, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I guess the jumping. He can't jump.
Can I just ask if we guess a game and it's not right?
It just counts as a guess. Like it won't be
Just one guess.
disqualified all
There's
over
no
but the
extra
crying.
penalty.
Yeah.
Guys, be my guest to guess.
No,
if that's what it
you
is.
shoot for the moon, Perry. Go ahead.
Is it Kirby's Epic Yarn?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
that's disappointing.
Well played.
That must be the fastest one ever.
That's a new record, baby.
Yeah, that's
a new record.
Yeah.
That was too good of a hint. Too good of a hint, my friend.
Yeah.
That's okay though. That's okay. That's how the game goes. You always think. I mean, but still, it was on the 6th one.
Yeah.
It wasn't on like the first 5. So
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry for cutting your game short.
You
Casey,
ruined
but
it, Perry. Well, at least
at
least we had another game.
Yeah.
Just as well.
That's hilarious. Yeah, dude. So you're playing this game now?
Yeah. So
So interesting. What caused you? I mean, like I've always told you to play this game. Have you had it, or did you just buy it?
I bought it a while ago. I think it was like $8 or something. It was super cheap.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I bought it, and I just never got around to playing it. So I was sitting around this weekend, and I was like, man, it's like I've got time to play some games here, but I'm just like I don't know what I really want to play. I beat Ape Out. So it's like that was sort of keep me going. And I was like, all right, what do I feel like playing here? And then I was like, well, Yoshi's Epic Yarn came out. Like, maybe I'll go buy that. And I was like, wait a second. Stop.
Yoshi's Epic Yarn?
Kirby's Epic Yarn. I was like, I'm not going to waste money. I've got that. And I did see, like, a comparison video, and it totally looks nicer on the Wii. Granted,
because it's downgraded on the 3DS, right?
Yeah, there's no 3D.
Is there no 3D?
For Pete's sake.
Yeah.
No.
Ugh, then yeah, I'm glad I didn't
there's no way I'd
waste
pick
my
it up
money.
on the 3DS then. Cause it looks
although it does depend on the size of the screen you're playing it on. Because if you're playing it on a TV, then it would just stretch out the resolutions. But playing on the small 3DS screen,
but I'm telling you,
looks pretty good.
But Casey, is it not? I mean, to me, I remember when the question was asked, what is the nicest looking Wii game? This came up into my mind as one of the best looking, because it almost looks, it's like Galaxy. It almost looks like it's HD, even though it's in standard definition. Like, it looks so good.
Yeah, it still definitely looks very nice.
Yeah.
But I guess before we start actually talking about the game, I'll go over my other hints since you cut my legs out from underneath
Sorry,
me here.
Casey.
But yeah.
But I thought, why not go for the record?
Yeah.
With these guys on. It'd be exciting.
Yes. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Well, after we blew the first game, you had to come out strong in the second one.
That's exactly. There you
but
go.
yeah, he can't swallow and he can't fly anymore. Like his multiple jumps. So those are the two abilities that are gone.
Which is the best thing.
Yeah. The second hint was that this is the third game that the developer has worked alongside Nintendo to release. The other two at the time of when this game was made was Wario Land Shake It and Luxley's Lineup. I don't really know what that game was.
I've never heard of that.
No, I've not heard of that.
But now I'm very interested.
Yeah, it's a DSiWare game.
Really?
Luxley's Lineup.
What's it? How do you spell that?
LOOKSLEY''S Lineup.
Okay, gotcha.
Like our dear friend Robin
with an 8.5 score from IGN.
And the third hint was like the slam dunk. Here's the answer. Often critiqued for being too easy, the enhanced port of this game sees a new devilish mode added. And the devilish mode, I guess, I was watching some videos, you actually have like a little devil guy come and he's dropping like spiky balls at you while you're trying to sort of navigate around. But yeah, this game originally came out in 2010, developed by Good Feel and HAL Labs, published by Nintendo. It was originally going to start off not as a Kirby game. It was a game starring Prince Fluff as the main protagonist, but Nintendo eventually ended up proposing that it'd be a Kirby game, and they sort of rolled with that.
They Star Fox Adventure Day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's make this actually sell. And it was released on Wii U, actually, the Wii U eShop, and you could play any of the levels single or multiplayer with a second player, which is nice. That like you don't need to exit out of the mode or anything to like rejoin as a two-player before you select each map or each level they ask you. So it's pretty nice to be able to do that.
One of my favorite, probably my favorite cooperative platformer. I wouldn't say probably my favorite cooperative game, but cooperative platformer is probably my favorite. It is amazing. And one of my favorite cooperative games.
That just makes it even more ridiculous that it's not coming to Switch, given that that's a co-op
platform.
No,
it's so weird.
They had to put a nail in the 3DS coffin the proper way, though, didn't they? With a Kirby game. So
with a Kirby game, yeah.
And it's
a Kirby-shaped nail.
Isn't it interesting that Epic Yarn and Woolly World came to 3DS? Like, that's so weird to me.
So strange. And what's funny is that
in that order
you play with the Wiimote on its side like an NES controller, so it would have been perfect for single Joy-Con play. For, you know what I mean?
It's insane.
Yeah, it doesn't really and it would imagine it in HD. Ooh, Lord.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of those things where
Woolly World was already in HD, so that would have been easy to bring across.
But honestly, I feel like it's almost like they wouldn't. You know how if you look at the comparisons from like New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the Wii, if you take those models and just up-res them like to HD, that's basically what they did for New Super Mario Bros. U, and it looks great. I'm just saying, like the up-resed versions look great. So it's like if you would have just taken Woolly World, how perfectly it was crafted, if you would have just upscaled it, and made it come out in HD, it would look amazing. it would look awesome. So I know that obviously, we brought this up actually in our staff chat, and I guess the idea being like obviously it's way cheaper to develop it for the 3DS, right? Just cheaper system and cheaper, but my objective to that was like, except for I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to buy it on the 3DS.
It all makes perfect sense.
So you can,
people have to buy it.
Except for actually, exactly. And so it's like, imagine this comes out. It's like, this would be the best Kirby game on Switch.
Yeah.
Definitely. I guess, have you guys played it?
No.
I played the demo through on the 3DS recently, just to get a sense.
Interesting.
It's pretty cool. And I had to go at the what's it called? The extreme mode with the little guy drop the
nightmare
devilish. Devilish mode, that's it. Nightmare mode, Kirby.
That would have been perfect.
They probably should have called it that. Yeah, and that's why. So, me and my wife, this is like before we were married, actually. I remember us playing, and we 100% of that game. We had so much fun with it. Great difficulty for playing like that. I mean, obviously easy, right? Like Casey was mentioning.
Yes.
But it wasn't like, it was easy, but it wasn't like you weren't accomplishing something and going for goals, and like, you tried to make it through the level, collecting the gems, the amount, so you're exploring, and it was fun. Like it wasn't like the empty feeling that I get playing a Kirby Star Allies.
Yeah, which basically plays itself, right?
Yeah.
So
it just plays itself, and this one does it, and it's so fun because, Casey, like you can, by double tapping on like left or right, you can like turn into the car.
Oh yeah, yep.
That is like the best feeling in the world. Like you turn into a car and you're really fast and you can like jump and
you get those nice jumps.
It just feels great, and the whip feels good.
Yeah, I mean it's like a Chibi Robo Whip. It's a super fun game. Like you said, Kirby games are always easy, right? Like that's sort of, you go in knowing like, all right, I'm not going to really be too challenged with this game. Mm-hmm. But the world itself is like so much fun to explore. Like you said, there's so many like cute little things, and like, I'm using the whip to like pull like a yarn string towards me, which pulls some of the actual world like over.
It's like pulls like a curtain.
Yeah,
it's like a curtain of the world, and then you open up a new, and it's like, that's amazing. Yep. It looks so fun.
And like you said, you're collecting like these gems or beads, I guess, to sort of go along with the whole yarn aesthetic. And it's not really too difficult. There are in each level like 2 hidden items and a third like hidden soundtrack, which are sort of your collectibles. And then you want to collect a certain amount of beads that you get like a gold star or a gold medal, I guess it would be. And it's definitely not hard. There are some levels like, I'd say it's the outlier that I didn't get like a medal, like the gold medal. But even there were times when I'd only have a silver going into the end, and then I'd be like, I could just do this little bonus, like the spin at the end, and now I've got like way more beads, and I've got my gold now. But what's cool, I think, is after you beat each level, you get a little patch, and you throw that patch in like the main hub world, and then it like goes to a little spot, and then like something happens, and then it opens up the next level. So, for instance, the one, I think it's called, like, Treat Land, which is just, like, as you would imagine, like, cakes and donuts and, like, all sorts of,
And biscuits.
Yeah, yummy. Yeah.
Not cookies.
Let's not get started on that, Perry.
Yeah. and after each level, you get, like, this badge, and you throw it, and then, like, another layer of the cake comes up. And it's sort of cool to see how, like, the world sort of starts bare, and then as you're getting these patches, like, it's coming to life, and you're seeing it come to life, and then it's opening up new levels to go and explore. And like Perry said, there's a lot of transformations. There are levels, where it's like you turn into a train, and then you're actually, instead of using the Wiimote like a normal controller, you're pointing at the screen, and you're laying out track, and you're sort of, like, that sort of reminds me of Canvas Curse a little bit, actually, where it's like, I'm going to draw the track in which Kirby's going to travel along. And that one's honestly sort of annoying because, like, I don't know if maybe I was just a little too far from, like, the TV, but, like, the tracks would be a little janky, so, like, the train wouldn't move perfectly. But there are a lot of different little transformations.
But it's almost like in every few levels or so, there's like a huge transformation, and it's a really big part of the level. Like you'll just like transform into a huge tank. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing is, and you probably haven't been playing it co-op, have you, Casey? No. It's cool. Like a lot of it, like I just remember one with the tank where it when you play co-op, it divides the responsibilities. So one of you is actually controlling the tank, one of you is controlling the rocket.
All right, that's cool.
And it I think you even tilt the Wiimote, where the motion controls are actually like great and fun, and it was very well implemented. Anyway, that's what I mean. It's just a great co-op game. That's why I think it's so weird that this, on the new 3DS version.
Let's take away that co-op.
Let's take away the best part. I mean, it's interesting because it's like, I mean, you could have just. I remember the. Well, here, kind of weird that Donkey Kong Country Returns came to 3DS. Remember, and if anything, you could take that co-op out because that's way harder. Like that's like. But they actually didn't, and they made it to where if you had multi-cards, you could play co-op together. Very neat. But it's like then they get the Kirby's, the other Wii platformer, and it's just it's crazy. Anyway.
But yeah,
I'd like to play through Epic Yarn again.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah,
sure.
like I said, it's definitely not a tough game, and you're not going to really be stressed out at all about anything. There are like pits you can actually fall into, but you just get like raised out of it and you lose a bunch of your beads.
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh, well, I'll just go pick most of those beads back up anyway. Like some do fall in the hole. But yeah. The bosses are pretty clever too. Like again, not overly challenging, but like they're sort of cool spectacles to look at. And really, I mean, I guess I would be remiss not to mention how amazing the soundtrack is as well. And it's funny, like listening to RFN, like hearing some of those like bits of music from Epic Yarn that like I
totally do.
I'm like, oh, it's the RFN music.
Yep, exactly. It's the I don't think they still use it.
Yeah,
do they?
like for like I haven't listened.
They would
in a
do
long
it
time,
for
so.
the now playing.
That's right.
They would use that piano music
Yeah.
that Radio Free Nintendo was from Epic Yarn. Yeah, I know.
But I would recommend it to either of you guys. I mean, I think the safer bet would be to go buy like the $10 Wii version and play it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
feels great on it with a Wiimote. Feels awesome actually.
Yeah, and I'm not like the world's biggest Kirby fan or anything. So and like I play them periodically. I don't play every single entry, but this is definitely the one that's sticking out in my mind the most as like having the most fun going through. Because I'd finish a level and I'd be like, oh, maybe I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to jump into this next level because this looks like a cute place to go explore too. So it's definitely got that going for it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure you can get it relatively dirt cheap.
Secondhand Wii games are like £2 or £3 here at the moment. Yeah,
nice.
And like
get the whole
when
library.
You gotta
But just imagine the Switch version.
And it's got a
imagine
great
the
boss,
awesome case
Yin
and the
Yarn.
gorgeous box art, and it's so cute. And
That's the
I actually
wizard
have
that's
my little
ruining your time, Perry. Yin Yarn. That's
the what?
The big baddie's named Yin Yarn.
Yin Yarn.
Yeah. So
That's
how could you not
amazing.
want to play that game?
I know. I from Club Nintendo, I remember I bought the Kirby and Prince Fluff patches, which is so cool. And I remember I used my Kirby patch, but I have my my Prince Fluff one sitting up there next to on my game shelf here, and I'm looking at it right now.
Nerd.
It's just so cute. It's a little patch. Nerd.
It's funny you say that.
From
Though. Wasn't
Patchland.
Prince Fluff? That was Mark's nickname in high school.
Upper school, please.
That's amazing.
No, I did really enjoy this game actually on the 3DS, just briefly for the demo, and I completely agree that just being part of the world and like pulling like tape off things and like unraveling thread and having that sort of craft wool element to everything is just so cute and fun to be part of. I did finish the level that was there and think, yeah, I'd love to get this, but £35 on the 3DS, that's a little steep. I would want that down to about a tenner, I think.
Could you just imagine it being on the Switch though?
Yeah.
Totally. I would. Yeah,
so
exactly.
amazing.
It just doesn't make any
and especially
sense.
and they could make Kirby and Prince Fluff Joy-Cons, pink and blue ones.
I'm guessing maybe they
kidding
were
me? It would
thinking
be perfect.
I'm thinking maybe Nintendo's like, God forbid the Switch flops. We need to keep the 3DS chugging along. Bring Epic Yarn, baby.
But why? I mean, I know, but like they did it like with Captain Toad. You know, they brought Captain Toad to the 3DS and the Switch.
I thought that was gonna because they did that
man.
and Sushi Strikers. I thought that was going to be the pattern from then on.
Yeah,
but, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but it's.
But the one saving grace is they've you know they've canned Link's Awakening on 3DS, didn't they? And moved that over if the rumors are true. So I think
I hope so.
This will probably be the last decent game that goes to the 3DS rather than the Switch.
And it's kind of annoying, right? Because it's a shame. Because it's like I love the 3DS. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love it. It's just it's annoying that the Switch is its competition. Like that's the reason why. I mean, you know. But it's like I loved playing my 3DS. I'm also in a different like I also like don't really have a job where I like the same before where I took my 3DS to work and played it on breaks and stuff. So I don't really take my system very much anywhere. Which is kind of a weird thing. But still, it's like, if I'm going to play something, I want to play it on the Switch. I don't know. It's weird. I guess it's just a weird thing.
It makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. Kirby Epic Yarn.
Cool. I'm glad you're playing that. I can't believe you didn't tell me that you were playing that.
I couldn't tell you, you big Jim.
Because then we would have got it even quicker.
Yeah. Then you wouldn't even have needed 5 guesses.
I hope not.
I'm going to retroactively insert the question, is Wii in the title of the console, so that we get up to 7 questions, just to pad it out a little bit. So,
yeah, that's funny. Well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I love a good mystery history, especially on a Sunday afternoon.
On Mario Day, bro.
On Mario Day. Yeah, that makes, why not? Yeah, so how much time do you guys have?
Oh, for you, all the time in the world.
All the time in the world.
All right, 24-hour stream.
Any other games to talk about? We usually plan these things out a little better, but we kind of didn't today. Do you guys have any games?
Yeah, we sure do.
Well, let's talk.
Let's talk games.
Boom.
Yep. What have you been playing, Ben?
I have been playing. Well, I finished. I think you've been playing this one, Perry, as well. Q.U.B.E 2. Yeah, awesome game. Really enjoyed that.
Isn't it nice? Isn't it like so? It's so crisp and
it doesn't feel like an indie game.
And well designed and
really impressed with how it runs. You know, it gets framey in places, and there's a bit of sort of pop in with some of the foliage later on and things like that. But the actual, the core mechanics of the game is it's quite impressive and just a nice. You know, there's no enemies to contend with. You're just there trying to solve a puzzle in your own time.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard the last podcast where I talked about it, but one thing I said is like what I like it better than
right.
Yeah, exactly. Like compared to Portal, you know, everything is so finite that like the puzzle isn't really like once you know what the puzzle is, it's easy to execute on it.
It's that first few minutes where you're standing there looking at where all the cells are placed, and you're going, okay, so if I pull a red one out of the wall there, drop a green one on top of it, put a blue one underneath, and you plan it out in your mind, and then it just works.
And there's really no room for that much error, because it's like, you know, it's like, oh, I just didn't place it like just this far enough, you know, like with this Portal, I didn't put this right. Not that I'm saying that's a bad thing. No. I'm not saying at all. I think that's actually kind of organic and fun to have that, but this just doesn't have that, so it makes it really brisk and nice.
Yeah, there were a couple of puzzles I felt like I probably did them in a way that the developer didn't intend me to do.
Totally cheesed
it. Exactly.
Yes, there was one where I got up to an area. And I looked over and I was like, I think I can jump onto that pipe right there. I'm not supposed to. And I jumped it, and then I jumped on the wall. I'm like, I was like, record that one, sending that one to the dev. Look at this, guys.
But yeah, I love that
because like I obviously it's great. It's a good feeling.
The funny thing, obviously, the Portal comparison, you know, that's a no-brainer. But it reminded me of the shrines in Breath of the Wild a little bit as well.
Absolutely,
and I love that. That just you go into a room, you.
That's really what it's like. It's like a first-person shrines from Breath of the Wild. That's exactly what I would say it is. Yeah, but with even less jank than that. You know, I mean, you know how janky those can be with the magnesis stuff, and you know, trying to do what you need to do, but it's hard to execute on it. But yeah, totally. I 100% agree.
Game. Have you got around to finishing it yet?
Nope. I got to it could be the halfway. When you get into the wilderness part. I don't know if that is halfway. Yeah. Is that relatively
about that?
halfway?
Yeah. And the story's actually interesting. I know you mentioned that last week as well, but it's not just some tacked on nonsense. It actually, the way that it's told, the acting's decent. It's
the acting's good, right? I was so surprised by that.
No, it's good.
It is a little mystery. I love there's some sections with they're creepy, and it's like, have a cool little. They have some original content there that I think is really like neat idea of being creepy and stuff. So
good quality stuff.
Well, good.
Yeah. So don't know how do you want to do this? Do you want to go round the table?
Yeah, this will be quick bites. Quick bites, baby.
Boom.
So, Mark, you been playing anything?
Yeah, I just finished a game called Sundered, Eldritch Edition. Played this?
I've heard
I've
of
not
it for
played
sure.
it. No.
Remind me what it is. Just talk about it.
Yeah, it's like a vast sort of Metroidvania. Surprisingly, another Metroidvania on Switch that I'm playing.
Okay.
This one is like it's hand drawn. It has some interesting changes from the standard formula because. In a standard Metroidvania game, you encounter enemies fairly regularly, but in this one, you just get swarmed. So you might be sort of just jumping through the level, and there's no enemies at all, and then you'll just hear these noises in the distance, and then you will just get flooded with enemies all at once. So you go from exploring to these like super combat situations. There's basically 3 large map areas, to the left, to the right, and down. And they've all got different combinations of enemies, different styles of scenarios, and you, like any Metroidvania, you got to collect abilities and then unlock different areas so you can go back to the main areas. It's a bit like if Dead Cells was remade for me, to be honest, because which is nice to think of a game where, because I enjoyed Dead Cells, like the movement of it and the combat is great, but I don't like the linear. I don't want to go right back to the beginning if I die, and if that does happen, I want to choose to go off in a different direction. And so what Sundered does is give me the same fast-paced action and the same speed in the movement, but with the option when you go back to the start of going in all sorts of different directions. So you can just explore anywhere. And so I prefer this to Dead Cells, and I know that game's had a lot of attention, a lot of love, but for me, just the non-linear aspect of it really appeals to me, and also the style of the game is inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, so the horror writer, and so all the enemies are sort of creepy and a little bit disturbing, but it's all very colourful and cartoony.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screenshots.
Yeah, I was going to say the screens look really nice.
Yeah, it's super smooth. Only really, really rare did I get any sort of slowdown or anything like that when there's like loads of enemies all at once, but very, very, very infrequently. And it's just been a cool game. It's a game that when it came out, I read a few reviews and there wasn't a lot of love for it, but I actually think it deserves a lot more attention than it's been getting. I do think it's probably, if you fell off Dead Cells because you did find it too linear and you do like more Metroidvania style games than that Roguevania-ness of that one, this is a game to definitely check out because you've got the speed, you've got the combat, you've got the sort of melee combat as well, and you're gaining abilities, you've got your skill tree, all of that stuff. So it's worth one. It's probably about 12 hours.
I was going to say, is it a long one or not? But yeah, 12 hours is manageable.
I think those are from the people that did Jotan, right?
That's right. Yeah, they did.
That's
okay, because
I
played that one. I believe Perry, you played that one as well, right?
Yeah, I reviewed it on
Switch.
So
and that one's a little more slow paced. So it sounds like this Sundered might be. I mean, I didn't mind that game, but this, like I said, looking at the visuals, it looks pretty sweet.
Totally, yeah. I'm good to hear because I wanted to hear more about it. I was interested in it, especially knowing it's from the Jotun guys because. I liked the visuals and I liked the idea of Jotun. I wasn't huge on the gameplay just because it seemed a little, slow, I guess is kind of a good way to put it. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't bad. It just didn't really capture me. Kind of got a little bored. So I think that with this Sundered, it might be, it can kind of capture that feeling of being alone, but then also being like overwhelmed at the same time, which I think is really cool.
That's exactly what it does. It really splits you between being alone and exploring and feeling a bit kind of lost, but not being attacked. So that's cool because you can get your mind around the map, and then all of a sudden just this massive swarm of enemies comes in and you're just in immediate combat. And when you roll, you're invulnerable, which is handy, so you can do these fast
like a
rolls
dodge roll
away. Yeah, like a dodge roll, exactly. And you can do jump dodging as well and all sorts of
I love me a good dodge roll.
It sounds like a food item. And the developer is Thunder Lotus Games.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's right. Thunder Lotus. That's who it is. Yeah. I did want to say, with Dead Cells, I mean, it's not as. I mean, I just want to say there are different paths you can do in Dead Cells. There's different. Like in each level, you can have 2 different levels to go through, and they're harder, and you can go to different places. It's just kind of funny because it kind of. That's one thing I do like about it, because it's like, I kind of want to either. I know that this one's way harder, but you'll get way better benefits, and it's like, okay, I'm not really stocked up really good to do something harder, so I'm going to go through the easier route.
There's one near the beginning, isn't there? The toxic sewers. That's like the B route to go, and you get better gear if you go there, but it's a pain to try and get through it.
Exactly, and then so. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, I do. That is a fair point. There are multiple branching paths.
But I know what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, it's a bit less of an exploration though, because you're still.
I wouldn't say there's any exploration at all. Oh, I wouldn't say that. I mean, because they are. It's randomly generated exploration, so you're still trying. You're still like on a small sense, you're exploring to find the end, but it's really more action based and not really like I'm in the world by myself, and it's it's exactly. So this one, I like the feeling of you feel like really engrossed because you feel vulnerable, stuff like that, and what could pop out and stuff like that. So
yeah, and this is like imagine if when you went back to Dead Cells, when you die and you go back to the start, if in Sundered you then can choose to go off in all different directions, even if you go just in one of the main paths. Is it a roguelite? It is in a sense. Okay. It is, but only the so the bosses and things are all in the same locations, but the pathways to the bosses change slightly, a bit like how Dead Cells.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get. Okay, cool. I didn't catch that part. That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, it is a good comparison to Dead Cells for sure, because you have like the randomly generated areas of the paths. Right?
Exactly, okay. and they're randomly generated, but they're still themed the same, exactly like Dead
Cells.
So
cool.
But you don't have to. You can. There's definitely more of an exploring and a probing feeling to it, because you're unlocking parts of the map, and then when you die and go back to the sanctuary, you can still see those unlocked parts of the map and the bits that you haven't yet got to, even though it will randomly generate them. The overall pathway and the goals are still there.
That's neat. That's neat.
Yeah. It's cool. It's a cool game.
And so if you'll get upgrades, and then those will be permanent upgrades. You don't have to find them again, or
exactly. Yeah, cool. You get your permanent upgrades, like your wall jumping and smashing through these different barriers and things like that. Yeah. There's a variety of your classic Metroidvania sort of upgrades.
I love that. Cool. Yeah. Well, I'll definitely be on the lookout for that. Probably catch it on a sale or something. Because that's because there's so many games.
Yeah, exactly.
Too many.
We're all in the same boat. You don't need to say that. We're all the same. Ben's got hundreds.
Yeah, one of my other games that I've played this week, I just picked up on sale as well. So it's a filthy habit. I've been playing a little game called Bastion. Any of you guys played this?
I have not. I can picture the game.
I've only heard amazing things.
Yep. Casey, you would love it. Knowing how much you like Diablo.
Okay, all right.
This is it plays a lot like Diablo. So you start off in your kind of hub town, and I didn't think it would play like Diablo, but it's what it's reminding me of. You start up in a hub town. You basically have to upgrade that town with different buildings. So like a forge or a distillery or an arsenal. So you can then upgrade your gear. And you go off, do levels, and you have to find these cores that help to upgrade this hub town, basically. But the real hook of the game is the sound. The music in it is just sublime. It's just fantastic. I've been listening to. This is a really backwards way to do it, but I've been listening to the soundtrack all week before ever playing the game.
I've done that before.
It's so strange to do it that way around, but it's so the soundtrack kind of made me want to play the game, and it's all narrated in kind of real time. So it's like, cool. And the boy picks himself up, and then he gets himself into trouble, and it's narrating as you're going along in the game. And,
all right, that's cool. And
not only that, the level unfolds in front of you, like almost like it's being built as you walk along. Which cool. I'm completely in love with it. I've only put about 1 or 2 hours into it so far, but it's won me over.
Can I ask, if you just do something unexpected, like just turn around and backtrack all the way, does the narration...
he just goes, error.
And he was going the wrong way.
It's like a Dalek.
Look,
and he's going the wrong way. And he's going the wrong way. And he's going.
Who is this Jimmy?
And that's when Jimothy turned the wrong way.
No, I think it does stuff like that though, where it adapts. I think I came out of a level and I didn't find the core that I was supposed to find, and he said, "Well, better luck next time for the kid," or something like that. So kind of, it's really cool to play it with a good pair of headphones on and just full blast, very immersive and gorgeous visuals as well. And the gameplay is amazing.
Oh yeah, it looks so cool.
I don't think it's on sale anymore. I got it on the US eShop for about $10. I think regular price it's $14.99.
You stole
it's $19.99.
I stole from your economy. I did. Yeah, but no.
Bring back region locking.
Yeah.
And I picked up, so it's from Supergiant Games, and I picked up their other game, Transistor, at the same time.
That's what I was going to say. There's another game, right? It's like a sequel, a pseudo-sequel, or it's just in the same style?
I think it's just the same style. I'm not sure if it's in the same universe or not. But I picked them both up.
And I've heard
I've heard a lot of good things about this one too.
Well, I basically just asked Twitter. I picked them up at the same time. And what I do is I do a YouTube show called Attack the Backlog, where I basically ask Twitter, right, which one of these games shall I play? And then I go ahead and play it and do a kind of half an hour long first look at the game. And normally that's for my backlog games that I've had for 6 months or a year. But I just wanted to play one of these games. So I ended up playing Bastion.
Breaking the rules.
Breaking the rules. Look, they're my rules. I make them up as I go.
Yeah. If I make them, I can break them.
Exactly.
But
yeah, it's loving
Sometimes you got to make the rules to break the rules.
Exactly. Keep it interesting. But no, that's fantastic. Yeah, nowhere near completed it yet, but recommend it, and especially for Casey, knowing how much you like Diablo. It's definitely got a Diablo-y vibe to it.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to keep that on the old watch list for when it goes back on sale. Yeah. Bastion, $14.99. Yeah, I was looking at another game when I said $19.99.
Yeah, like I know that's on the Vita too, and that was kind of one of the cool games on Vita that I was interested in.
Yeah, I mean, being a music guy, Perry, I think you'd love it.
We could split it, and then we could just share, Perry.
There you go.
It's like we got it for $7.50. Ben was paid $10,
and you could get it from the the UK eShop and steal back from us.
Yeah. It's more money, but I'll be damned if I don't see money coming back to America.
That's good American money.
I think the name of our episode should be #Bring Back Region.
Yeah. And that's where our listenership dropped off.
We don't want these
guys.
Yeah, we don't want these guys taking stuff out, even though I download European stuff all the time. That's so funny. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Very welcome. Thank you for having us.
Talking about what you've been playing.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
Awesome.
Bringing games, kicking my games butt out of the park there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yep. No, for sure.
Thanks guys. It's been a joy.
Yeah, next time, let's play the other mystery game, Mystery Reversary.
I would love to play that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that next time when we have you guys on.
Now, before you guys leave, again, why don't we tell everyone where they can find you on Twitter, where they can find everything from the Switch Island, and just pimp away, boys.
Pimp away.
Pimp away.
So Switch Island.
Well, you're a resident pimp, Ben.
So switchisland.co.uk is where we have all of our content. You can follow Switch_Island on Twitter, and also go to youtube.com/The Switch Island, and we're on there. So we're posting pretty much a few things a week up on our YouTube, trying to grow that a little bit. And as Mark said, just all good podcast services. If you just search for Switch Island on there, and you'll see and hear us.
And they produce a fantastic show.
Oh, thank you.
We try.
Well, see, our listeners are accustomed to such well-produced episodes, so I know they'd like your show as well.
I think they would. I think we share, if nothing else, a similar sense of humour that I think your listeners would probably enjoy as well.
Yeah,
totally.
I would hope so.
And as of tomorrow,
is it tomorrow? Depends when this is going out.
It could be. So basically, by the time this goes out, we'll also have our brand spanking new Patreon account.
Yes.
So check us out on there. We've got. It's not.
Woohoo!
Heck yeah! Congrats, guys.
It's not just a cash grab. It is an attempt to give back as well to our listeners who we love and support us in all sorts of ways.
Right.
We've got loads of amazing.
I noticed the qualifier there, Mark. It's not just a cash grab.
I was going to say, you're going down to the Audi dealership on Tuesday, right?
Well, no, we had to give back because all of the money that comes in is in US dollars, so it's our way of giving back to all of our eShop cheeky eShop purchases.
Funny.
But we've got loads of amazing tiers, crazy rewards and things you can get. For example, for our highest tier at the moment, we will do a special Switch Island mod of a Pro controller for you and send it to you.
Heck yeah.
Whoa.
Get on that.
Yeah. And our second best tier at $15, you can get onto the Desert Island Disc episode, which these two lovely gents have been on.
And one of them stayed.
A good show.
And one of them stayed. One of them was happy with it.
I love it here, boys.
So yeah,
I want to start my own island.
Search Patreon. Go on Patreon, search Switch Island.
And obviously, individually on Twitter, I am at BenjiKong and Mark.
I am at Smark Tweeter.
So there we go.
Mark is smart.
Mark
or
Smark.
Mark or Smark, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to see you off. We're going to push your boat out.
Push him back in the direction, yeah. Here you go. Good luck.
Yep.
Here's some peanut butter and jellies. Enjoy your ride.
Yeah.
It's jam!
It's jam. It's jam.
No, it's okay. Mike's not here. Don't worry.
That's so funny. Is it Mike that was I thought it was Ben.
Mike had the problem with the jam jelly thing. Yeah. I just enforced the rules. I ended up.
Alrighty, we are back. We've shed the weight, we've shed the fat, and we're here back down to just Perry and I. Not to call the boys, fat.
Dude, fat is the best. Is the flavor.
But yeah. Oh well, yeah. You know what? I don't want too much fat on my steaks. I don't know about you. Like, of course you need
depends.
it.
You know what? It totally depends, right? Because like on a pork chop, I love fat. I really like it. It's really good. But yeah, like on a steak.
I'm not a big pork chop man.
I'm not a big pork chop man either. But like if I do like the pork fat. Pork fat's good stuff. And like, cause I guess pork has the best fat, right? Bacon, right? Bacon fat's really good.
Yeah, that's true.
It gives it the good flavor, you know. But while they were gone, I went out and got one of these.
Ooh, nice Pepsi Cole.
Oh yeah. No, it's actually a Coke Zero Orange Vanilla.
Ooh, I've heard much about this orange vanilla.
It's
you
really,
like it?
Well, I just tasted really the first taste since I have been able to taste over my sickness. I haven't been able to taste the past few days. It sucks.
That is the worst.
And I just tasted the first really good sip, and yeah, it tastes delicious.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I've heard good things.
Vanilla,
and I've actually specifically heard on the radio that it has to be the zero version. Like the I guess there is a Coke like orange vanilla or whatever, but they say the zero edition is where it's at.
Edition.
Yeah.
Yes. Deluxe edition.
Yeah, the new deluxe XL.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Yum. But we are gonna continue our podcast here, Sans Britain, with some more discussion on. Well, I'm gonna talk about one more game.
Well, yeah, because you didn't even talk about a game initially, right? You're too sick. You've got that.
I guess
you've got that soda in you now, and now you're good to go.
I guess. Let me do I'll just say that I haven't also been playing. It's been the week of playing games I should have played. That's what it's been, and it's been amazing. So one of them was Okami HD, which I've never played Okami before.
Ooh, yes, that's not one I've played either, but just looking at it, I would like to.
It's definitely one that you would love to. Yeah. And me and Jill have played just a couple hours of it, and it's a really long game. It's been amazing so far, but I'm going to talk about that next week. What I am going to talk about, which is a game that I started, could not stop playing until I beat it in one day. I would give this game a 10 out of 10, and that would be Katamari Damacy Reroll.
And now I imagine this game probably has a nice bumping soundtrack too. I would say it better.
Yes. So the way I would explain this game is I would say if the WarioWare team made a game, like expanded a WarioWare game into a huge, like, story-driven game. Or, you know, like just a bigger... It's like one big WarioWare game. It's a mega micro game.
All right.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So, do you know anything about this game?
I think you push things around and you sort of like gather things into a big ball, right? That's sort of the gist I've got from looking at some screenshots.
That literally is the whole game.
Okay. I'm right on. I'm spot on the money.
And that's what I've heard about this game ever since I was like little. Like I remember it being like, there's this game. It's, you know, it was called something Maka Baka Chaka Waka. You know, I couldn't, you know, whatever, some Japanese thing. And it's a game that you just roll stuff up into a ball, and that's the whole game. And I was like, you know, growing up, I was like, just like, wow, that sounds so crazy and weird. And it's just kind of been like this like myth to me, this game. It really has been.
The unicorn.
It might sound funny. Yeah, it's always sounded so cool to me, just because it's so wacky. And it's like, I don't know if it's the most fun game in the world, like, but maybe like I hope that it's a fun game, but if not, it's just funny, you know. that's all you do. So it's always intrigued me. I've never heard bad things about it. I've never heard. That's the other thing. It's like I've never heard, well, yeah, it's a funny in concept, but it's not really that fun.
Yeah, it loses its luster after, you know, a half hour or something. Yeah.
I mean, Alex Kulafi came on and we talked about it on our show, and he said that, you know, I remember him saying it's short, but super replayable, and I 100% agree. So I think we played, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 hours. I 100% of the game.
Okay, so it's nice, brisk experience.
Yes, but it's ingenious. It is absolutely, and it is so much fun. It's like the satisfaction level is off the charts because it's kind of like painting in Splatoon. It's kind of like painting the turf and getting it all like that feeling of
once
like
you've sort of coated it all,
just coating everything. That satisfying feeling of looking at something completely coated. That's what this game is, and the ingenious of the gameplay is it's super simple. And the idea is you have a ball, you can roll things that are smaller, a certain percentage smaller than your ball into it. But if you hit something that's bigger than your ball, then you will it can
blows up.
It can knock stuff off of it can knock. It's like hitting a wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you don't want to hit stuff that's bigger than you, but you want to put stuff that's smaller. So it's like making a snowball, And you're just taking this ball, and then, the beauty of the whole game is that the controls are really weird. But not too hard to just jump in and play. I was amazed, like, when I started playing, you'd think it'd be like, just move the ball around with your thumb. But it's controlled by dual analog completely. Like, you have to be hitting both forward to move the ball straight, and then you got to move them both left and right to move them left and right, and then do it do them opposite to turn.
Okay.
It's kind of like a tank control kind of.
Yeah, so it takes a little bit to sort of probably get used to those.
It's not exactly. It does take a little bit, and you finally. I mean, it does take some learning throughout the whole game. Then you feel pretty good. But like Jill, just she came home from work, and I was like, Jill, look at this game, and and then she just mesmerized by it because it's so satisfying. And so she's like, I want to play. And then she just jumped in and she started playing amazingly, and so
she got right into it.
Yeah. So it was super, it's super, what do you call it? Easy to grasp, quick to handle. So, the whole core of the game, you start off like rolling up thumbtacks. I mean, you're just a little like Chibi Robo. It kind of has a Chibi Robo feel to it, And,
yeah, I guess he's sort of like a little robot-y kind of guy. Mm-hmm. Maybe not exactly, but
yeah. And so you're just small, and these you're bouncing off of mice because they're too big. I mean, and so you keep going, and the story is the king of the cosmos I think what his name is, and he's your dad, and you're the prince, and you're this tiny little guy, and it's just the most crazy, weird, bizarre dialogue. It's just it's absolutely fantastic, dude. It is exactly what you would expect from like a WarioWare
style game,
cutscene, and like at the end, and then he'll judge your performance. So the idea is like, you have to run through and make, okay, so like I need you to make a ball that's 20 centimeters. It starts with like 20 centimeters in length. The diameter, that's the goal. And you have 5 minutes to do that. It's like, okay, let's do it. And it's good. It's easy, and you get it done. There were like a handful of times throughout the game where I failed because it can get pretty tricky because you can get locked in a place and you're trying to find stuff smaller. But at the end, like the king will be like, he'll talk, and then he'll say, "It was boring to watch this whole time. We'll zip back to space now." And it's just like, what, And then like, and his text is just hilarious. Like he'll just be talking and explaining some weird reason for why we're going back and rolling up. Because the idea is you're rolling up things on the earth because the king accidentally destroyed all of the stars. Like it was just like an accident or something. I don't even really know exactly, but you're rolling up balls
the stars
and then making new stars.
All of the thumbtacks everywhere, Perry.
Yeah, and then so you're making new stars, and that's what these balls are. These Katamari is what they call them, and it's just like one of these things. That's why it's unstable, off kilter, undignified, and preposterous. And it's just really weird, just bizarre, man, just so bizarre, in in all the best Japanese way.
I have a question.
Yes.
Now, you said if you like run into a bigger object or something that you end up losing pieces off of that ball, right?
Yeah,
now,
you can lose, yeah.
Do those just sort of bounce off the side and disappear so you can't, like, they're gone now forever? Or do they sort of lay around on the floor and you can sort of gather them back up?
That's a good question. From what I gathered, some of them bounce off. Or maybe all of them bounce off and they land next to it, and then you have a chance to grab them again.
Okay.
You know?
All right, so it's not too punishing then.
But, right, I think if you don't grab, this is a working theory, it might not be true, but I think if you don't grab them, they appear back at where they originally were. I think.
Okay,
I never
well, that
saw
would make
them appear,
sense then, because
but it's
then you
weird
could double
because
back.
it would happen, and then as I go back to an area, I see, oh my goodness, it's I was like, oh, it's the same item again. I know I had picked that up before, and I don't think it respawned another one, so I think that's what fell off, and then it went back.
That would make sense because then it's still punishing you, you know. But not.
Yeah.
But not
then
making
it's
it
like,
where, because I guess if essentially
then it's not making it to it. Yeah,
you would like not be able to clear the level potentially
exactly.
if you kept. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so I mean, you start with thumbtacks, and then by the end, you are literally rolling islands into a ball. I mean, you are that, and then you create the moon at the end. I mean,
spoilers.
It's amazing, and well, I mean, he says it from the beginning, but the concept is just, dude, it's so satisfying to play, and it's so fun and so mesmerizing. And anyone listening who wants to play a really, really fun game, get Katamari Damacy Reroll. It is so much fun. In fact, it's so fun that I'm calling it my first must-play of 2019.
Ooh.
Even though I think it did come out last year.
I'm pretty sure we said Downwell, right? Didn't we? Maybe that was mine.
I don't think we did.
Well, I say Downwell is absolutely a game you need to play.
And Downwell. Yep. There we go.
Double dipper.
Awesome. It's amazing. You have to play it, Casey. You have to.
Now, you got this physically, right?
I did.
You jerk. Now I can't play it.
That's true. I could send you the thing, though.
Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? This how much is it? Do you know offhand?
You know, it was. No, I don't actually. I could look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
I think it was $30. You know, physically.
Oh yeah, $29.99 digitally.
So, it is. So it's the same price.
So this might. Oh, it's
Yeah, it's amazing, dude.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say maybe wait for a sale, but
yeah,
maybe if
I think it's GameStop exclusive.
I was just gonna say because if I go to Best Buy, then all of a sudden it's $23.99.
Yeah, I know. $23.99 for an amazing. But dude, it is so much fun. So you know what? It'll be a great game to play together, like for sure. Get together and show you the game when you come visit, and we can play. Like we could play through the whole game, and it would be amazing.
Boom!
It's so much fun, dude.
Sounds
so much
like
fun.
a date.
It literally is a date. Exactly.
Seal it with a kiss, as they say.
Yeah, my dad. This is a dad thing, but I was told I met this woman who actually went out on a date with my dad. She said when he came to my door, he said I always, he opened the door and he said I always start off the date every date with a kiss. And then he was holding a chocolate kiss in his hand and gave it to the girl. It's just like
smooth,
Yeah,
super smooth.
But
and then when they go for the chocolate kiss, he throws it across the room and lays a fat one on him.
That's right. No. And then he ate the kiss.
Yeah.
And then he kissed her. Well, the funny thing is, like, he didn't do that because he thought that was really clever. He did that because he knew it was so stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But the old icebreaker.
Exactly. It's like that's why I did that to you. When we first met.
Yeah. Except there were no chocolate kisses.
Except for I just kissed you right on the lips. But I think that's gonna do it for what we've been playing, then, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
And
all right, good.
Yeah, I think time for a quick little breather, and then
quick breather.
Then you know
Come
what
back
time
to the
it is.
eShop, The eShop
The
Roundup.
new eShop Roundup.
The new eShop Roundup.
eHaw.
Alrighty, it is that time again, Perry. The eShop Roundup, but you gotta slap a new in front of that because it's the new eShop Roundup.
That's right.
I've got two games here to talk about.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm gonna give my runner-up first, then you give your runner-up, then we'll go go that way. All right.
You got it.
So my runner-up here is Claybook for $14.99. Now I don't exactly know what this game is all about, except for that the entire world can be modified and shaped and molded. And just looking at the visuals, super cute, very very colorful. A lot of essentially you're in what looks to be a child's bedroom. And there's just like a big table full of clay, and I guess as you're going through, you step into the shoes of brave kids who bring the clay book to life. Each chapter of the book challenges you with unique obstacles and puzzles, and then you can manipulate the world
very cool.
like clay.
Yeah.
That's $14.99. Now I believe Xander has a review up on the website.
I was just skimming it while you were talking, and yeah, it's really neat. The game looks really cool. It kind of looks like it's a game that you can kind of get your own mileage out of it. But there are, read Xander's review.
Yeah.
At NintendoReport.com. That's really cool, dude.
Boom.
Well, my runner-up is a game called Valley. Have you heard of this game?
Ooh, no, I have not.
So it's $19.99, and it's on sale 30% off.
I was gonna say,
for
no, it's
$13.99. And this is, it's weird because it's like a first-person game, and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm looking at screens now.
But I believe it's like almost like a movie or like a point and click,
like a walking sim.
I think, yeah. But it's from the creators of Slender: The Arrival, which I remember seeing stuff about that. But yeah, it's almost like a movie, I think. But it looks really neat because it's through like the first person perspective, you know.
Yeah, the visuals look really
gorgeous.
really cool. Like the one where it looks like you must be running through a forest, but they're just like cables from all these different trees interweaving, and like it looks really cool. But
then and then you open up to the meadow and stuff, and it looks it's a really pretty game. So I don't know how the gameplay exactly is, but it looks great. So that's my runner-up.
Now, my the pick here of the week, and I know I feel like I guess I sort of gravitate a little bit towards this style of game here. We've got Q.U.B.E, which is another sort of hack and slash platformer. So it exciting new platformer that combines the action RPG genre with hack and slash gameplay. And visually, it's pixel art, you know. But what's cool is the enemy design is really cool. Like the spread.
Oh, whoa! This game looks amazing.
Yeah, the spread of screenshots.
Oh, it looks like
here.
Ghosts and Goblins, or like Super Ghouls and Ghosts almost.
Yeah, but like look at all those different enemy types. Like they all are like very big and detailed, and
oh my
looks
goodness,
really. And then you look at the
so
background.
Cool.
Yeah, it totally has a very cool looking vibe to it.
What is? Oh man,
it is $9.99.
Don't judge a book by this cover, but my goodness, what is with their I would have never, like, I looked at the screenshot of that, you know, and I was like,
the first one, like the
just like on the outside it says Q.U.B.E.
The icon,
you know,
yeah.
like it just doesn't look good.
Well, you know what it is?
Oh my goodness, it's amazing.
Yeah, they tried to go like, because the game is totally pixel art to the max, you know, where
it looks really nice.
Where like
and
the
clean.
icon is like more not anime, but he almost looks like he's wearing like Link's garb, you know, with like a helmet on.
And the name Q.U.B.E, I mean, like it's kind of a cool name, I guess, but like the logo for his name is just it's just really boring.
They need a new icon for sure because it's definitely not representative of the game. But the game itself looks really cool. Like I said, it's $9.99 and. That might be one I actually check out. Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know.
You might.
But my pick of the week this is recommended by good friend Justin Nation, the Nindersect, aka Nindy Spotlight. He has many names.
AKA Old Man Nash.
And you know him as Old Man Nash. This is for $19.99. It's Assault Android Cactus Plus.
Ooh, yes, I've heard a lot of things about this one.
I know, I've heard this game so much because first of all, the name just sticks out, right? Like, what the heck is like Assault Android Cactus? You know, that's really all I had known about the game, is that it's just like a really well-known game, and that's the name. Otherwise than that, I didn't know anything about it. Looking at it though, it's like a twin-stick shooter, but it has like this cute, like little, like weird child like aesthetic to it. Like a, what does it remind you of? Like not chibi. Maybe is chibi the right word? I don't know.
You know, say
like,
I don't
like
have it.
Like Pokemon. I guess it kind of reminds me of like Pokemon Ultra Sun. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, so it has a really cute art style, but it's a twin stick shooter, and apparently it's incredibly fun. So I do want to check this game out from Witchbeam. The Witchbeam.
The Witchbeam.
Yep, and looks like there's a story and stuff to it, so looks good.
Boom.
But that'll do it for our picks of the week then.
Yes, sir. And now, you know what time it is.
I don't.
Me either. You were supposed to tell me.
Oh, I am? Let me just check. 1 second. It is... Oh, it's time for the news.
News Talk.
Boom,
Casey
boom.
Gibson.
Now, not a huge week, but we scraped together a couple pieces here for you guys to check out. Now, first off, we had a big 20th anniversary this previous week over at NWR. It has been around for 20 years, which is just crazy to think about. First off, I guess...
Back when Old Man Nation was in college.
Yeah, back when he was in his 30s. No. Yes, now, so we look at good old NWR. We are been part now, I guess official members, right, for just over 2 years, but we've been with the podcast, I guess, closer to 3 years with the website. What's cool is John did a really fantastic video sort of giving a nice breakdown of the history going from site director to site director over on NWR TV. Definitely worth a look-see. You could see Perry swinging around, too. He makes a cameo.
That's right.
And
I don't make a cameo. I make a starring role. Yeah. Thank you very much.
He made the video, essentially. But yeah, very cool video. Like I said, it goes over sort of the history of the site, and for those who like to navel gaze, that's a good spot to go check it out.
It's pretty awesome. And Billy Berghammer's on the video.
The Doomhammer.
The Doomhammer himself.
So good.
That is really good.
I'll never. That's the best. But yes, now moving along, we got some other news that you'd think I might have been excited for a year ago, but now I just don't really care. But
oh man, yeah.
No, I don't. It's not that I don't care. I'm just not.
Well,
that
it is that you
into
don't care. You're not upset.
Yeah, I mean, I will. Well, the first, like, see, this is okay. Let's do the announcement first. Octopath Traveler, they're first and foremost sold 1.5 million copies, which I think is always a good thing for a Japanese RPG.
Okay.
And now
I guess,
they announced that there were going to be a Octopath Traveler prequel on iOS and Android, but they coupled that news with the fact that a new sequel will also be happening, like a proper, console sequel. So
that's so weird.
So, but see, like, if they just announced the iOS and Android game, like, people would be pissed. But the fact that they couple it with the news that a new game's coming, like, I mean, I'm sure there's still people that are like, well, why are they wasting, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Like, I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's what Blizzard should have done with Diablo when they announced Diablo Immortal. They should have, because they're totally working on D4 as well. Like, they should have just been like, and guess what, guys? We're working on it. Like, it's official. And, like, even if it was like a Metroid Prime 4 logo, reveal, like, it would be like, okay, like, oh, like, I guess we'll check this phone game out until the real meat and taters come,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like, I was more on the fence of Octopath Traveler and me not caring so much about that. But I think it gives hope, because I do think there is a lot of good in Octopath Traveler, so hopefully they can sort of flesh out
Do you think they are though? It's like, how can they?
Well, I mean, to me,
how over all these years can they still make decisions like that?
Well, I mean,
is it because people like it?
I think. Or are you talking about the iOS or the problems with the original?
The problems with the original.
I think maybe they just. I don't know. Like, I think they just need an overarching story, which it's like if they do Octopath Traveler and somehow, like, instead of like a designed where you go through each story individually, maybe a couple of them are paired together. You know, I don't know. They could definitely work it where you can have the story more cohesive, you know, and less grindy. Like those are fixable things.
Well, but it's like, but why didn't they do that in the first place? Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like after all these years and years of veterans of these, like, are they going to do that? Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Because
well, I mean,
obviously
maybe,
they knew that before.
Maybe they had started on this idea of having the separate travelers and really liked that, and I don't know, maybe they just didn't see it being a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there are a lot of people out there
guess.
who really like the game, you know, so it didn't bother everyone. I think that grinding, like, maybe that was a way for them just to pad the game out to make it a little longer, a little more difficult. I don't know. But I think they can be fixed, because, like, I don't mind grinding, you know, like, those are things you have to do in RPGs, but it was just it was too much, you know? So even if they, like, oh, it's still a little grindy, but they tuned it down a little bit, you know? Or like, oh, your extra party members get experience while they're not there, you know? Like, so everyone stays more, like, maybe they don't get as much, they get, you know, 75% of the experience, so you still need to switch characters in to get them leveled up, but not, oh, I've got a group of level 20s, and I've got some turd who's level 10, and then now all of a sudden I bring him in, and he's just getting, like, messed up, and then my whole team's suffering because of that, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think it is, like, I'm not going to write it off where I'll say, oh, there's no hope for the second one, but it'd just be one where I'll monitor the situation, but...
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, what do we got next, Perry?
Well, NIS America had a press event, and they revealed 2 major localizations. One that I know that is some importance to you, kind of, which is the HD remaster of The Alliance Alive.
Excuse me.
What? Are you really? You hated that game?
The Alliance Alive really wasn't that good of a game, dude.
I don't remember you, like, crapping on it.
I feel like when David and I were playing it was just very, like, ugh, you know? Like, again, where it was like, there were some good things about it, but, like, overall, like I would not recommend playing that game. Like, there are just better games out there. I don't think it's, like...
Interesting.
I don't know, yeah. It was definitely not a game that, like, I look fondly back upon, you know?
Right.
And like I said, there's just better games out there. So, but yeah, I mean,
well,
hey, I mean, I guess it's good. If people, like I said, I'm sure there are people who are in that style of game too, but I don't know. It didn't really do it for me.
And it says HD remaster, so it doesn't make it seem like it's a remake or anything, like fixing.
Yeah, new anything.
Yeah. But the other major localization is Destiny Connect. You seen this?
No.
Subtitled TikTok Travelers. The time-based RPG. And it looks the box art looked really cool. But there's like a special edition coming out with like a poster and stuff. Looks cool. But I thought maybe you should check that out, because that might be up your alley.
Yeah, that one I'll have to look, because I do like NIS games. You know, not all of them, but like they do have good games come out.
Didn't they do Ease? Is that NIS?
Yep.
Gotcha. Well then, yeah. Then you love them.
Ease, baby. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at sort of a little bit of this trailer, although it's a very short, and it's just like fireworks going off. Doesn't show me much. I'll have to check that out later. But
yeah.
But yeah. No, hey man, bring more cool RPGs, I'm down with it.
Cool.
Now, let's see. Last bit of news here. We've got a 3D Realms quote-unquote Quake engine first-person shooter coming to the Switch this summer. Wrath, Aeon of Rune. This game, again, it sort of reminds me of like Ion Maiden that we looked at PAX. Because obviously
it's from the same people. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Same people, same engine.
Yeah. Look at that. Looks like this summer we're going to be getting our classic FPS fixin' on the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm down to check this game out. Like I said, I've always liked those first. Like I used to play Quake a lot back in the day.
Yeah. I never played Quake.
We got our PC and we had Quake, and I remember my dad and me and my brother playing Quake all the time. And then I remember we got Quake 2 for Christmas one year, and my dad was ready to rock and roll on this game, man. And we downloaded it, and our computer was so poopy that it could only play it in like a Windows mode, but it was like a quarter of the screen at most. And you could think back to whatever year that was, 98 or something, where you're already on those big old crappy small
disgusting
screen
monitors.
Yeah, so you can't play this crap. He was so angry. But yeah, and I never really played Quake 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we ended up returning it because it was like, nope. But yeah, no, I always find those games, because to me they're just dumb fun, you know? Like the stories are never going to be like overly serious, and you're just zipping through at like stupid speeds, just blowing up enemies, you know?
Okay. I don't know. I've never played Quake.
Yeah, they're fun games, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, cool.
That's when you hit I hit that guy with a shotgun and he blew up into 4,000 pieces, you know?
Ooh.
And it's like,
I love me a good 4,000 pieces shotgun
4,000 piecer.
Nice. Well, speaking of 4,000 piecers, that's going to do it for the news then.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yep, that's gonna bring us to the end of the news there. But that is not all.
That's not all. That's not all, because we're gonna do a fun little segment at the end here we like to call Compatible. Compatible. Now, fun fact.
A fun fact.
Do you know when the first compatible segment we ever did was? On what episode?
Oh, I was gonna say, was it?
I want you to guess.
2016. Okay, first compatible. I'm gonna say probably pretty early, because we didn't have as many games to talk about, and we had to find stuff to fill the void of the Wii U. Yeah. I'm gonna say episode 7.
Episode 7?
Yep.
I think episode 7 was the one that we had Jules on. No, it was episode 18. I can't believe you think it was episode 7. I thought it was like episode, like, I could have sworn like episode like 60.
See, I was thinking just like in the beginning we always had that topic at the end, and it was sort of rotating. So I figured that would have been something maybe we hit nice and early.
Yeah, well, what's crazy?
But even 16? You said 16?
This was the episode. Yeah, 18.
18. Okay.
The episode where you beat Resident Evil 7 and I beat Gargoyle's Quest 2.
Man, Resident Evil 7 was a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, crazy, right?
And it's funny because I remember Sandy was home from school. We were playing that game. Like, she was going back, and then I was working like an event with the Long Island Retro Gaming. And I remember I was like, I need to beat this game like now. And I remember just plowing through it for like 3 hours before we left. But
yeah.
But I digress. That's neither here nor there. But you know what is here, Perry?
What is here?
Is this compatible? And now, would you like to reveal? I mean, this one was your choice. This compatible was your choice. So I'll give you the honors.
It was, and that is the GameCube Microphone.
Woo!
Yeah, the GameCube Microphone. So yeah, this has always been a really, really weird thing to me because I've actually never, I've never used it, and I don't know if you have. Have you?
Yep, I had one.
Oh, you had one.
Mm-hmm. I should still have it somewhere.
So what would you? So okay, so this was a. You know what? I'm going to bring us all down memory lane again by looking at the post that Jonathan Metz wrote for news on September 9th, 2004. Gamecube Microphone revealed. It says as you can see, the microphone is handheld, not attached to the system or controllers, and it plugs into the GameCube's memory card slots. This feature allows it to be used while still having 4 controllers plugged in, which was the that was the abstract. Now we know how it plugs in and still allows for all 4 controllers. So that was a big thing, right? Isn't that fun that was like what was going around? Like, well, how are they going to have a microphone? How are they going to plug it in and still be able to play with 4 controllers?
How are we going to play Mario Party 6, 4 players, each player with their own mic?
Exactly. So this is such a weird thing because it's so Nintendo, right? This is the weird dongly thing that is like, okay, this could have really cool potential to do a lot of stuff, coming into, let's see. So when was that? That was
2004 is when Mario
so
Party 6.
This is like coming into the DS's life.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the DS came out in 2004, didn't it?
Or 2005.
I think it was
anyway.
04. Yeah,
but it's around
November
there,
21st, 04.
Okay, there you go.
So this is a couple weeks
months
after.
Away. This is, the microphone is on the DS. They did some really funny stuff with that. And so, they're in the let's just have fun, and it's wacky, and it's a microphone that plugs into a memory card slot. And it was only supported in 4 games, and technically 5 games, which we'll talk about. But being a huge this is what's so funny is I have a gap in my Mario Party knowledge, which is 6 and 7. I've never played them, not once.
You missed out on the mic games, baby.
6 and 7, yeah. I just never got. I always wanted to play them. Always, they just look so fun to me, and now they're so expensive.
The mic? Are they?
Oh yeah, super expensive.
Interesting, because
I mean, they're like $40 or $50.
Yeah, for a GameCube game, I guess. Yeah, I was gonna say because I know I had 6 because when you bought 6, the mic was included. So I remember it came in like one of those like nice big, not big boxes, but like the nice thicker box where you got the mic in there as well as the game. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think back to like what the games like actually were. I know they said they're saying players must say words into the GameCube mic to perform different actions. So I don't, like I said, I can't, like, it's been a hot minute, since I've done that, but, like, shoot your mouth off. One player gives attack orders to Shy Guys, while the other 3 avoid a bombardment of bombs and bullet bills. So I guess, that'd be a 3v1, but, I mean, interesting, like you said, there was a time when Nintendo was like, we want microphones, cameras, like, we want to sort of show off, like, this cool tech, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which
and it's just it's so much fun because if you look at this because it's really fun looking at NWR's posts because in the comment section like Johnny is even talking about the PlayStation the iToy.
Oh my goodness!
Remember the Sony, the iToy?
Yeah.
And like people are talking about how this looks a lot better than the iToy thing, and Johnny's saying actually Sega is releasing a set of mini games for iToy, and it's just like that was a conversation back then, like talking about the iToy versus the GameCube microphone. It's just what a time to be alive,
Oh yeah.
And so I've never got to use one. So Mario Party 6 pulled out a little, and actually, funny enough, Johnny reviewed Mario Party 6 on December 8th of that year. It says the first game to support the microphone. There are other things to do with the microphone outside of the party mode, including a multiplayer quiz game and a weird track and field style race where you issue verbal commands to get around obstacles. And the voice recognition for all these games is pretty clunky because you have to speak slowly and clearly, and there's a noticeable delay between each vocal command and the game responding, so it's just, obviously, it's exactly what you'd expect.
Primitive,
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know?
It was probably the poopiest, like, if you broke it down to, like, see what that mic really is, you know, it was probably pretty bottom of the barrel. The bottom of the barrel.
And I love it because he says that it's also rather easy to cheat when playing against other people since you can speak commands without holding the microphone button to fake everyone out. Or just speak gibberish and hope the game will interpret it as one of the trigger words.
Jimmy.
Ding, 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 you win. But yeah, so that was one of the games, obviously, and 7 is probably just a continuation of. We probably should make 7 too, so that we can have another game that supports.
I've got 7 here. They actually had mic spaces. So these are spaces that were found in Mario Party 7, and that when stepped on, Toadsworth would appear and start a mini game involving the mic. If the player doesn't have the mic on, you will not be playing the game. But essentially, Toadsworth would ask the player to bet any number of coins up to 99, and if they won, they'd double up their coins, and if they lost, they'd lose those coins, and Toadsworth would take it. So Toadsworth shows the character 3 to 5 cards and 5 fruits, 1 on each card, for a few seconds. The fruits are apples, grapes, bananas, oranges, and a strawberry. Then he will turn them all over and randomly pick a card and ask the player to say the piece of fruit that is on it. It goes until all cards are correct or the player gets one wrong.
That's amazing.
So it seems almost like they were like, yeah, let's just throw one mini game on there so we can say it
let's
supports it.
Justify this thing so people...
And it's funny, the mic itself is just like a... I don't even know. It's just like a little cylinder. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Looks like a recording. It actually looks like one of the set of mics that I use, my Sennheiser mics, for recording my acoustic at the studio.
I like, but, they even had, I don't know if it was an official add-on or not, but like I've seen someone had like has a clip that goes on the top of your GameCube and it holds the microphone there. So it's almost like a boom mic right on your controller.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if that was an official add-on or something.
Well, was that used in the other game, which is Odama? Is that what that was used in?
It maybe.
Now,
because if you had more, because with the mini game, obviously you could sort of like, all right, I know the next minute or so I'm gonna need this mic. I could probably put the controller down. But in a game that revolves more around using it, to have that comfort of not having to hold it up to your mouth every time.
Right. Yeah, I mean, have you heard of Odama? I mean, I know you've heard of it, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never really played it.
I've never really gotten into it.
Really don't know much about it.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to play, right? Because it's a weird.
It's like all right, yeah.
Is it like a pinball game?
Yeah, Odama blends tactical war gaming with pinball or gameplay, and
and then you can. So here's the snippet I took from our NWR review from Lassie Pallison.
Oh, April 24th. I didn't know Lassie was on staff.
Well, this is so crazy. Is right? Yeah, right here. It's probably Lacey. I've never seen Lacey spelled that way. Lasse for those who are wondering.
Lassie.
So this is crazy. This is April 24th, 2006. So I mean, spanning 3 years here, almost. Or about a year and a half. 3 different years. About 2 years. But it's by giving this is an Odama. By giving voice commands, you can direct soldiers to a given spot, tell them to advance or retreat, or make them carry out more complex work. The idea of manipulating your troops by voice is intuitive, as it somewhat resembles the way armies are directed in real life. However, once again, the implementation falls short. Your troops won't always react to your voice commands, and if they do, they tend to forget your commands very quickly, as they have a mind of their own.
Yeah, they're like, screw the commander, man. He's not out here in the battlefield.
And this is the best. Having to continuously yell "advance, advance" becomes the frustrating result of this setup, which is just amazing. Like to be playing a pinball game and yelling "advance," while you're
amazing.
playing it into a microphone. It really sounds.
Well, I'm watching
phenomenal.
a video, and it definitely does look pretty cool. Actually, like you said, it's pinball, and you've got these soldiers sort of charging the field and engaging with the enemies, and then you've got like the ball, like the pinball, just smacking into like a group of enemies and taking them out too. So I feel like I've heard good things about Odama.
Yeah, for sure. The other game before we get to our last little
titty bitty
is obviously this is one you'd think, Karaoke Revolution, which this is like kind of pre-harmonics. Rock band type stuff, obviously, but it's what you think. So, I mean, microphone, Karaoke Revolution, we get it, right?
Yeah.
Now, the fun part is, those are really, I guess there's one other one called Densetsu no Quiz o Kitaisen.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, absolutely. And they don't even have a Wikipedia page for it, but
too good to have a wiki page.
So I don't know what that one is, but the last one here, sorry. So we have Mario Party 6, 7, Odama, Karaoke Revolution, Densetsu, whatever, and then so the sixth one I should say is Chibi Robo. It has, and this is what I think they should have done
with like every game,
a lot of their games. Yeah, they should have put, this is because it's ingenious. They put little Easter eggs in it. But Chibi Robo, if you said its name, he would look at the camera when his name is called, fall over when yelled at, and would do other things when you talk to him, which is just that's awesome. And this wasn't advertised.
I was gonna say it was sort of like you just had to stumble across, right, to be able to find that. Or I mean, I guess now online, but
I guess I'm sure, yeah. But I mean, imagine if there was someone like a little kid who got Mario Party 6 and and he had his microphone in and it's sitting there and he's playing Chibi Robo and he's like, what if I could communicate to Chibi Robo and he could be my real friend? And he says, "Hey Chibi Robo," and Chibi Robo stops and looks back at him.
"Hey Chibi Robo, fall over."
Yeah. And then Chibi Robo looks at him and says,
"No,
I don't like you very much.
I liked it better when you didn't talk to me."
Yes. Like insults.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
See, good old Chibi.
That would be amazing. Like, so now, okay, I just realized what we should do with our compatible games, okay? With our compatible segments, we should come up with what we think would have been the perfect game for that peripheral. Huh? It's a good idea, right?
If Pikmin would be like, if you had a really good mic and you could just sort of like yellow Pikmin left, like red Pikmin wall, like it would be pretty cool to be able to sort of.
In theory, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also just, direct your yellow Pikmin to the left.
Well, yeah, but like when you have...
But I guess you're right,
But if you have 5 Pikmin types instead of cycling through, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah,
I don't
would be
think
amazing.
It would be...
Like, if you could say, like, white Pikmin, run away, run away, like...
Red Pikmin, in the water! Oh, wait, no, I mean blue Pikmin!
Mass suicide. Yeah. You're a sick
I think it would be benefit, like, I don't know, like, if I'd want to play like that for an entire Pikmin game, but I think it would be beneficial, like, let's say a boss battle, where you're like, it's sort of hectic, right, and you're sort of running around already as it is, and you could just, on a quick whim, like, select yellow Pikmin, and then you could, like, slap A to throw them all up, or
right.
red Pikmin, and then they could just sort of get out of the way, or left, just,
right.
like, situationally speaking. Like I said,
that would be cool.
I don't know if I'd want to play it the whole time, but...
Yeah, I know. It's interesting, right? I think Pikmin is a great idea because, especially, like, the Pikmin 3, because it has, like, the Wii U, the way that I played that was really cool because it was kind of like, you're in like the commander position, like as in you kind of feel like, you're all in with your concentration and you have the map right there and then you're controlling with the Wii and the nunchuck. And so it's kind of like you're already in that I am fully invested into what I'm playing phase. So having like, that's a good time to actually have like some cool voice commands. I think would be really cool if it were like say that it was possible to actually like have accurate voice commands, which it's barely possible now, even like with Siri. Like Siri still like,
I never use that crap, man. Ugh.
Yeah. So, but if it was possible, that gameplay with voice could be really cool. I mean, honestly, they haven't really, even with VR, have they tackled voice stuff? I mean, I have no idea.
I'm sure there are probably some games that sort of dabble with it, but
I
don't know.
We've talked about augmented reality like in like the visual world, but imagine like augmented audio reality. You know what I mean? Like it could be really cool. Like using your voice in the game. Like imagine, because in theory, if you have a sound, a sound blocking VR where you are in there, you can't hear anything. When you talk, they could put little plugins on your voice to make things sound different on your voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would be really cool,
yeah, it'd be
right?
cool.
I mean, like, how crazy would that be? So, the concept is really cute and funny because it's such a smart idea because it's so cheap and easy, because it's like, okay, we can make a digital signal with a microphone. And they did it on the N64 with Hey You Pikachu, remember?
Yeah, yep.
Which is crazy, So, I mean, it's crazy how old the technology is, and it seems so cool. Like, it still sounds like I would buy a mic attachment for my Switch because that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like, if they released, like, WarioWare, shut up. That's what it's called. WarioWare, shut up.
They give you a mic, but they tell you not to talk.
Yeah.
Shut up. Keep it quiet.
Exactly. Well, no, you're supposed to say that, like, shut up, I'm talking.
Gotcha. Shut up, Perry.
Yeah. Shut up. Yeah. And that would be awesome. I just think the microphone technology is so funny. It's so gimmicky, but it's so easy to understand, so it's fun, so.
And it's just like representative of Nintendo back in that era, Like you said, I mean, just looking at the DS in general is like, this is totally like, we're just showing off. We got 2 screens, we got microphones, we've got cameras, like, what else would you want?
I know. It's the best. There's a stylus in there? No
Are
way.
you kidding me?
Dude, I remember remember being like amazed by of course you're amazed. Because you're like, it has 2 screens?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You have doubled my awe.
Yeah. I thought gaming was sweet with 1 screen.
Yeah, I know. But it's so funny is that it worked so. Remember the good old DS, man? Like all those games with the 2 screens where it's like it's just like getting another monitor for your computer. It's just more real estate, baby.
Yep. And every game,
do more stuff with it.
Every game was like, we need to find ways to do it,
Yep.
Amen.
It was good. It was bad. It is what it was.
Yep.
But yeah, I just love the concept of the Game Boy microphone. If anyone out there has some fun stories about Christmas when they played Mario Party and someone threw your microphone at someone because they weren't trying to win the game,
they were cheating,
let us know. And also I'd love to play Chibi Robo, and I would love to hook up the microphone.
So what are you waiting for, bud?
I don't have Chibi Robo. That's another game that's really expensive. Okay, lesson learned. Chibi Robo Game Boy microphone games are expensive.
Yeah, there you have it.
The microphone, I don't think is.
I think I saw one for like $10 on or whatever.
Yeah. So, there you go.
There you have it.
But that'll do it for our compatible segment. Thank you for listening to that. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Now, I believe you've got an announcement to make. A winning announcement, I believe.
Oh, you're right. I do have a winning announcement. Woo! Jibba-da-dabba-dabba-dibba-dee-doo. And what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to tell him. He's just going to find out right now. Isn't that great?
So then you'll message him and then hear it live.
And then he'll have to message me because I know he's
never listened to the podcast again.
And he's not getting his eShop card. So we had a little contest to come up with a new segment like the one you just heard. See the segue there?
Yep.
It was
We're like
it was perfect,
professionals.
Right? Yes.
Or something.
And we got a lot of really, really, really fun ideas. And the one I chose to pick that we're going to do maybe next week, maybe a couple weeks, but soon, probably next week.
Yeah, hopefully next week.
Yeah, is called History's Mysteries, which I love.
I was gonna do the snaps for a jingle, but I'll give you some time.
We don't have a jingle.
I'll give you some time
we'll do the jingle. Yeah. But this is from Joseph Ladau, which is our #1 fan, really, because he actually met us at PAX.
Yep. Yeah, he came out and said, "Hey."
Just saying.
Very cool. Very cool.
But he said, this was one of the, he gave a few, and they were all really good. History's Mysteries, a look back at historical events in gaming, like urban legends, canceled games, major events. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that, because I think that's a great, fabulous idea. And
yeah, and that gives us a lot of leeway for really, like, keeping it very broad, you know? Where it's like, exactly. We could talk about an E3 reveal that was really cool, you know, but then we could talk about is Luigi in Mario 64, you know, and that kind of thing. So it sort of gives us some leeway to keep it fresh and interesting. But yeah, exactly. I mean, thank you to everyone that wrote in and gave suggestions. That we got a lot of really great ones, and just because you didn't win doesn't mean that your potential.
We're not gonna steal your things.
Well, we might. we might use them in the future. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying just because you didn't win doesn't mean we're not going to steal your things.
Yeah. You didn't read the disclaimer. You now belong to us.
That's right. But Joe, message us.
Message him.
Just because it's more fun that way, right? Because I don't want to spoil it for you. It's gonna be like, whoa, look at that.
Well, I'll be fun.
Yep. So thank you so much, everyone. And thank you and that's going to wrap up our show.
Boom.
Which is perfect, because Wheel of Fortune is going to come on in 3 minutes.
Yep, and then Casey's got to get some grub in his belly.
Thank you for listening, everyone. We love every single one of you. We love you. Like, love.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. And, of course, you can check out what we're doing over at NintendoWorldReport.com or NWR-TV, which you might be listening to us on right now on YouTube. And then, of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Talk Nintendo Pod. That is Talk Nintendo
POD.
Yep, and we post our episodes there, and we don't really spam your feed of anything besides contests that you could win.
Yeah, we just try to give you some money.
Our friend Joseph Ladau. Exactly.
Money and good listens.
Money and good listens. That's all we strive to do, is have a nice show for fans of Nintendo. And if that's not what you want, then you're listening to the wrong podcast.
Well, we give them a little bit of tidbits on the Nintendo from time to time. I almost bought.
Oh, that's true.
I almost bought a Nintendo game. I almost did. Devil May Cry 5 looks incredible, but I'm gonna do my dangdest to wait till it goes on sale.
Hey, is it a Nintendo game? Find out next week on History's Mysteries.
And as The Rock looks at all four of you jabronis.
And I wanted to ask you guys, is that something that's just unique to you two or the towns you grew up in, or is it just across the whole of the States?
Perry, we got a game here, brother. He's chatting.
Look at this big Jimmy.
With tears rolling down your cheeks.
And biscuits.
Yeah, yummy. Yeah.
Not cookies.
Yeah. Oh, let's not get started on that, Perry.
AKA Old Man Nash. Pimp away, boys.
Pimp away.
Pimp away.
Jabronis.
Thank you, team.